Parliament passes first amendments to the Decentralisation Act. Article 136 of the Decentralisation Bill states that if an island is administratively divided but remains one land geographically, the two islands will be governed under one council. MP Hassan Latif proposed an amendment to this clause and said that one council for two administrative islands may lead to social conflict. Parliament passed the proposed amendment to this clause. The amendment allows each administrative island to have a separate governing council. Chair of the Parliament Committee for National Defence, Ali Wahid, said during the study of the bill, the committee had mixed response to the amendments and that they finally decided to pass the bill as proposed to Parliament. The new amendments to the Decentralisation Act will change the list which was previously publicised to form island councils. President Mohamed Nasheed appoints 3 members to the Judicial Service Commission. The 3 newly appointed members are Adam Muhammad Abdullah, Judge of the Supreme Court elected by the judges of the Supreme Court, Abdul Ghani Muhammad, Judge elected by the High Court, and Muhammad Fahmi Hassan, President of the Civil Service Commission. Before the presentation of the letter of appointment, the members took their oath of membership of JSC. The oath was administered by Supreme Court Judge Abdullah Arif. Speaking after the appointment, the President said he hoped Judicial Service Commission would carry out its constitutional mandate to that end. The Judicial Service Commission of the Maldives is an independent and impartial institution and trusted, among other responsibilities, to investigate complaints about the judiciary and to take disciplinary action against them. The JSC is also mandated to advise the President and the People's Majlis on any matters relating to the judiciary or the administration of justice. President Mohamed Nasheed has today appointed Muhammad Fahmi Hassan as the President and Ahmad Hassan Didi as the Vice President of the Civil Service Commission. Letters of appointment to Mr. Fahmi Hassan and Hassan Didi were presented by President Nasheed at a function held this morning at the President's office. Vice President of the opposition Divihi Raitunge Party Umar Nasir files a case in High Court claiming the abolition of the Islamic Democratic Party from the list of political parties in Maldives. Earlier, Umar Nasir had filed the case at the civil court as well. During last week, High Court has ruled that the decision of abolition cannot be taken by the court and the privileges are with the High Court. Contractor says practical work of the land reclamation project in Bayatol Turadu would commence during the upcoming week. Of the 14-hectare land reclamation project, bound wall and pipeline work are currently underway. The project is expected to come to a close within 4 days of commencement. 11 hectares of land area have been reclaimed in Noon Atoll Velido. The project is expected to come to a close sometime tonight or tomorrow. The project is to reclaim 14 hectares. The contractor says they face no major problems in continuing with their work. The project is worth over 96 million rupiah. Under the government policy of land reclamation, the project came to a final close, firstly in Diddu with reclamation of 31 hectares. Land protection program has now been commenced in this area. Hogard stated that a safety wall is also to be built in this area for further protection. Housing Ministry says land use is expected to begin within 3 months. Under the land reclamation project, 28 hectares of land was reclaimed in Hinnavaru as well. Disease Control Unit of the Department of Community Health and Disease Control says, despite the availability of free medical services to communicable diseases, the process has not much been followed due to lack of awareness and lack of effort to increase awareness by the concerned authorities.
Health expertise says during several years ago, communicable diseases were common among the Maldivians. The initial control began around 1990s. Diseases like malaria, TB, leprosy and polio were among the communicable diseases back those days. About the eve of 2009, the diseases were under control and some were abolished completely. However, Dr. Ahmad Jamshad Mohammed, the Director General of Community Health and Disease Control, says the diseases are now again re-emerging in the country. He also highlighted that people are unaware about the free medical charges for the victims of the communicable diseases. The Ministry of Health says over 100 registered patients are receiving treatment. Dr. Jamshad added that though several communicable diseases have been abolished, it should be feared that there could be mass spread. In this manner, 4 cases of leprosy were reported in the past 3 months. Disease Control Unit says these were cases which came up between 1999 and 2009. The latest case of malaria was recorded in 1980. Community Health and Disease Control Unit says the World Health Organization would soon announce the complete abolition of malaria in Maldives.
Sri Lanka suspends plans to scrap on-arrival visas for most nationals, including visitors from the US, Europe, Australia and Japan. The government had announced it was withdrawing the land endorsements from It was withdrawing the landing endorsements from September 30th in a move widely seen as potentially damaging to the island's tourism industry, which is recovering from 37 years of ethnic conflict. However, visitors from Singapore and Maldives, which grant Sri Lankan passport holders visa on arrival, were to be exempted from the restriction. The decision to tighten entry controls came as the government raised fears that Tamil Tiger rebels may try to regroup and revive their separatist movement with the help of ethnic Tamils living abroad. Sri Lanka has granted tourists a 30-day visa on arrival since the 1970s as part of a move to promote tourism, which was badly affected by the island's ethnic conflict, which ended in May last year with the crushing of the tigers. And now we have a short break. When we return, we have news from the international business and sports sector.